Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today on what is New Year's Day. So once again, happy 2024 to all of you, happy New Year. I hope you had a good one last night and a good one yesterday, seeing in the new year. And also, what does it mean? It doesn't just mean that the year changes on the calendar from 2023 to 2024. It means that the January transfer window is now open. So we've got business to do and it's all going to be covered on here. So this is the first of many during this very exciting month. This is the time of the year that Chelsea actually, I would say, win something, in its actual context of the word. Like we do tend to win transfer windows. It's just... later on, you find out that maybe we didn't actually win it. But at the time, it's like, oh no, Chelsea won this window. They spent $1 billion. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be an interesting month for Chelsea. And I'm going to be here to cover it and give you all of my thoughts, whether for positive or whether for negative. So make sure you're here for that and catch all the content as it drops. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. Let's get cracking. Because on day one, and we've already got loads happening. And I think there's going to be a load of double uploads because the original incentive for the double uploads was to make sure that I was able to cover everything that happens during a day. And it's not possible to do it all in one video. So I think you're going to find quite a lot of doubles this month. That's the way it goes. Make sure you're here for that. But for today, it's the start. And compared to how it could normally be on a transfer window day, today's been, you could say, relatively calm, but there's still a packed schedule for this video. So let's get cracking with what Chelsea apparently did as of day one. We don't move slow in transfer windows anymore. I just want to hope that we don't move wrong either and we actually start moving right. So let's get into it. Here's the latest. Chelsea have made contact with Jean-Claire Todibo and are interested in signing him. They are not happy with the current defence. Well, is anyone happy with the current defence? No. It's a shambles. There's two things that I think we can take away from this. Firstly, it seems like the Chelsea ownership and directors have a French defender fetish. I don't know. We need a player. Great. Look at France. I don't know what it is right now. We need a defender. Look at France. He's got to be playing in Ligue 1. That's the only place where defenders exist. But anyway, you know what? The second thing is that perhaps maybe the directors and the owners have actually looked and gone, yeah, maybe we didn't do things correctly before. Because if they did, there wouldn't be a sole reason to go and flood out even more central defenders. Now, you could argue, on the other hand, that maybe we are preparing for the departure of both Chalobah, it's happening, and Thiago Silva, who at one point we thought might extend for an extra year. But that's looking more and more unlikely, and to be honest, I wouldn't blame him. It's looking like it's heading in that direction, so do we need to get a replacement in? There's a lot of uncertainty in this Chelsea defence. Disasi's not playing well. Badiashile was looking good up until a few games ago, and now he's looking all over the place. Fofana should be down as a starter, but he's injured 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Maybe not as much as that if I'm going to give him some justice. Maybe 24/7, 325 days a year, perhaps. With all due respect. So there must be worry in terms of him being injury prone. So that leaves Levi Colwill. And he's playing left back. So, do you know what I mean? Now, I honestly think with Levi Colwill, I'd like to see him become a central defender like he actually is. And I don't actually think that's going to happen whilst Poch is in charge. So that's one thing that's got to be taken into context, because I'll be honest, it doesn't look like Chelsea are looking to do anything for Pochettino. And I think it's probably a given that at some point the relationship's going to end. So when it comes to the central defender situation, it doesn't look like they're going to really be consulting or taking on board or even taking on board his decisions or anything like that. So do we have to actually go in for another defender? Well, Todibo is the first name that we have been linked with. And there's one thing that immediately kills this possibility. I have to be honest. I want a defender that's going to come in and provide at least some level of experience. some level of pedigree. I have to be honest, with the defenders that we've brought in and everyone that we've been linked with, Todibo is probably so far the best one so far we're linked with. Why? Because he's actually played more than 100 senior football matches, which is great. You know, he's 24. He is a French international, has had 2 caps, and he's played, I think, over 110 games in Ligue 1. I mean, that's much better than everyone else we've been linked with. So that's something, right? Finally, something that I can agree with, you know? But there is no chance that he is coming to Chelsea. Why? Let me fill you in. Because of the team that he plays for. You're probably going to be asking, what? Why? Well, he plays for Nice. Well, what does that mean? Check this out. Nice don't want to sell him, and he's on Man United's list. That basically means Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who owns Nice, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's about to own 25% of Manchester United whilst taking all of charge of footballing operations. So basically, he's running the club on a footballing level. What chance have we or anyone else got of getting Todibo? He doesn't want to, Nice don't want to let him go. Basically, we don't want him to go anywhere except for Man United. And he's on Man United's list. Whoa, what a surprise. What a coincidence. Todibo will be signing for Manchester United. I've come to terms with it. It's done. So let's move on and let's see what other players we're going to be linked with. Who's the next defender? Next. You know, Todibo, thank you very much. Next. Who's next? Walk in, make yourself known, make yourself present. So let me know who you think we're going to be linked with and let me know who you think we should get. Because this Todibo rumour died very quickly. That's why I thought I'd address it. Let's move. Now, the big fish, as the Arsenal fans like to call it. The big fish. Right? Who's the big fish? Well, for Arsenal, it's Ivan Toney. For Chelsea, it's this guy. Victor Osimhen is impossible to sign this month, but Chelsea could try to make a pre-agreement similar to what they did with Nkunku. I think this is the best way to go. If I'm being completely honest, there is zero chance or possibility that we get him in January. I'd like to think that we could just trigger the release clause and then give him the money and it's done, but it's probably not wise financially to do that. And I don't know if there's a clause or somewhere in there that means that, yes, he signed a new deal, but he can't leave in January. That could be a possibility. If someone's going to be a possibility, then yes, get a pre-agreement done. 100%. Get that down on paper, get it signed, sealed and delivered, and then let the deal happen in the summer. I can live with that. I can live with that. If that's going to be the case, I can happily live with that. I actually find it a little bit confusing. I want to get your thoughts. There are some people that doubt, not just doubt Victor Osimhen. You can doubt Victor Osimhen. Anyone can doubt anyone, you know. At times, I was wrong. We were wrong. Many people thinking, for example, Lukaku. I remember being on there and going, oh, yeah, no, I want Lukaku. Aside from Haaland, Lukaku's that guy. He's the final piece of the puzzle. I remember all of that madness. And then we got scammed, right? Maybe not on a footballing level. Because you look at Roma right now and he's absolutely killing it. Mourinho's got something out of him. I don't know how he's done it. But in terms of the problems that he had and what he created and the interview and the chaos, right? From that guy, right? That basically now shows us that, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have gone in for Lukaku. But when we're talking about certain players, right? You can have doubts on a footballing level. You can think, no, maybe he's not going to kill it. And some others will say, no, he's going to absolutely smash it. For Victor Osimhen, I can understand anyone that might have doubts. But I've seen people that go, no, Victor Osimhen's rubbish. I'm like, what? How are you all right? How have you come to that conclusion? Victor Osimhen is rubbish. Nah, come on. Listen, what striker... We have to be honest, yeah? The striker market right now is shambolic. It's a joke. When you look at how strikers used to be back in the day, the selection available of strikers back in the day, and you look now, it's just a joke. It's a joke. There's a select few that you can deem as elite. Haaland, Harry Kane. Who else are we going to put into that category right now? I think Victor Osimhen fits the bill. So I would definitely take Victor Osimhen ahead of anybody right now. Anybody. So I would absolutely get a pre-agreement done if that's possible, and we can absolutely get that done. Fantastic. So let me know your thoughts on Victor Osimhen and that possibility for summer, maybe to get a pre-agreement done this January, and then that will be the big bomb exclusive that we get this January. Last year it was Enzo Fernandez on deadline day, and this year maybe it's Victor Osimhen's pre-agreement. Who knows? We'll see. Now, let me know your thoughts down below on that. Couple of more things which we're going to address, and then we've got one big news coming from elsewhere. Funnily enough, Liverpool, who are playing later on tonight. Make sure that you catch all of the content on Shootout as me and George go over that tomorrow. But let's go into the latest on Andre Santos. Newcastle United have inquired about the possibility of signing Andre Santos from Chelsea. Listen, Andre Santos is coming back this January. It looks like Nottingham Forest. It's just gone very wrong, right? I don't want Chelsea to entertain this. I understand to develop the player, absolutely, but hell no to Newcastle, a team that's competing in the same sort of bracket as us now because they've fallen a little bit. I'd say a little bit. They have fallen, right? And maybe they'll pick themselves up. But I wouldn't want to give them our player so then they can end up playing better than us in the Premier League. Whilst we are now, at least, we are now looking like we're making the conversation of possibly getting back ourselves into 8th. You know, a position that I thought was maybe a bit too far. Now it's looking like after a couple of wins on the bounce that, okay, we're a few points away from that now, but we're starting to approach the conversation. Why would you give Newcastle a player that relatively makes them better? Why? They're struggling. They've got tons of injuries. Cool. Let them struggle. I like Newcastle, all due respect, but I mean on a competitive level, of course. Anyone would do the same to us. Don't strengthen them. And Andre Santos is a good player. He needs a good loan, a loan that's not going to interfere with what we're trying to do, and a loan that is going to be good for his development. Newcastle will be great for his development, but would interfere with what we're trying to do. Let's not sabotage ourselves, please. We've had a hard enough season, and we don't need any more circumstances going against us, right? Especially self-inflicted. Why are we doing it to us? Why are we shooting ourselves in the feet? Let's not. Newcastle have inquired. Great. I take the inquiry. Thank you very much. I put them back into an email and go, thank you for your inquiry. Best wishes with all your future endeavours. And hit send. That's it. We're not interested. Goodbye. Send. You know, that's it. So, Andre Santos, look, we need to get a loan for him. You could even argue, listen, the Conor Gallagher situation is one that's going to be, I think, a big story this transfer window. And I think there's going to be a lot of videos on that because we're going to get more and more as the transfer window comes to a close. If that were to happen, which I still stick with, and I think it's going to happen, I'm against it, but I think it's going to happen. I think it would be crazy if Chelsea were to sell Conor Gallagher in and of itself, but on top of that, send Santos on loan if that is actually happening. Because Santos comes in and directly is a central midfielder. But, I've always stuck to this and I will stick to this. If we're getting rid of players like Gallagher, if we're getting rid of players that are currently our best performing players, I'm sorry, but I want top upgrades coming in. Top. I need someone established. I need someone who's going to come and be the spine immediately. If not, we're not letting Gallagher go anywhere. Or we shouldn't. But I think we will. And this is what I'm scared of. I think we let Gallagher go and then we get some 19-year-old or something. So let's see what's going to happen this transfer window. The transfer window is open and this is a chance for Chelsea Football Club to now change their strategy and get things in order properly. This is the opportunity. So I'm waiting. Chelsea, make your move and let's see what you do. Right? That's Andre Santos and that's the latest there. Let me know your thoughts on that. Now, something that's gone left. This is reports from Turkey. I couldn't believe I read this. It makes sense, but I can't believe I've read this. Here it is. Breaking, Galatasaray could terminate Hakim Ziyech's loan. He has not performed as expected and has been ineffective. How has this happened? I swear when he first went, he was banging like coals into the top corner and the crowd were loving him and it was going crazy. And then we never heard anything since and we thought everything was going smoothly. I think the reason why we didn't hear anything since was because everything went quiet, right? Unbelievable. Why is it? Yeah, why is it? Why is it we send players on loan and everyone just wants to terminate the loan early? Why? Why is this happening? Why did Andre Santos, all of that failed? We let go of other players. Datro Fofana, that's been terminated. This is now getting terminated. I mean, what's going on? Our loan strategy is a madness. An absolute madness. One big, massive mess. Imagine Ziyech just walking back to the column like, hey guys, hey, we thought you left. We kicked all of your stuff out. You don't have a locker here anymore. Like, your key doesn't work. We've changed the locks. I don't know. Unbelievable. But your thoughts on this one, honestly, because for me, I'm surprised. And what's next for Ziyech? Ziyech, look, in terms of his career, you can argue what he's done, what he's achieved, and his age. If it wasn't Hakim Ziyech and it was someone else, I would probably take him back into the squad. But I'm sorry. The initial concern with Hakim Ziyech was his injuries and that knee, if you remember. And there was a big, massive question mark over whether he can even keep himself fit, hence why he didn't move to Saudi. If not, that move would have happened. He failed a medical. Got to remember this. I'm very doubtful over his physical condition. And that's why I'll be like, no, Chelsea can't take him back. Can't take him back. So for anyone thinking, take him back, I've just explained realistically why. Nah, it's not happening. So that's the latest on Hakim Ziyech. Let me know your thoughts on that as we end with, I couldn't believe I read this. So I hope you can. Check this out. Breaking, Liverpool are a serious candidate in the race to sign PSG's Kylian Mbappe. The France captain is not indifferent to the Premier League side's interest, whilst Real Madrid's hardball tactics may ultimately prove counterproductive. This has come from Le Parisien in France. Le Parisien is a very well-respected newspaper outlet, in Paris specifically, right? Massive. I'm trying to read in between the lines here. I'll be honest, I think this is someone on Mbappe's entourage. This is all theory. I think this is from someone on Mbappe's side that's trying to force Real Madrid's hand. Because only a few days ago, before the window had opened, we were hearing that Real Madrid have given Mbappe an ultimatum. That he has to agree to a move this January, even if it's not this January, but the move has to be agreed this January. That way he joins them in the summer. And Mbappe, over the whole saga so far, has seemed like someone that wants to have the A side and the upper hand in the negotiation. Right? And hence why he's still playing for PSG. And I think that this, with a legit threat from Liverpool, could make Real Madrid go, what? Yo, okay, no, we need to act and not wait for Mbappe to make a decision. I just think it's to try and shift the power over to Mbappe's side. And hence why the news has come from Le Parisien. Funnily enough, a Paris-based newspaper, very well respected, but very close to home, if you know what I mean. So that's my honest theory. Liverpool, to be honest, I think are in a position where they can actually go and get Mbappe if they really want to. Will they? God forbid. Imagine Mbappe going to Liverpool. We might as well shut shop. That's it. I already think the Premier League's between City and Liverpool. You get Mbappe in, and that just cements it even more. None of us, I say us, we're not even close. But Arsenal, Tottenham, Aston Villa, I'm very sorry you're new to the party, but you have no chance. No one has a chance. Except Man City. Yeah, so, look, it'd be great for the Premier League, but no. I don't want Mbappe going to Liverpool. Hell no. No. Because that's just a wrap for everyone. It's a wrap. That happens. Liverpool, immediately, title contenders, title favourites, immediately. Especially if you end up in a side where Salah and Mbappe are playing together. Oh my God. So, let me know your thoughts. But, like I've said, my theory behind this is I think it's Mbappe trying to press on the situation. Let's see. It's the beginning. It's day one of the transfer window. So don't worry. There'll be so much more to go over. Make sure you guys are here for that. To be here for that, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded as we go over everything day by day. Double uploads, tons of news, tons of analysis, tons of opinions, and we will see what happens and we will react. Tons of reaction as well. So make sure you guys are here. I will see all of you tomorrow. Much appreciated, people. Have a good one. See you then. Take care and peace.